time to believe that the other person is safe. This is the beginning of friendship. C.S. Lewis says it like this: it's when one man looks at another and says, "What, you too? I thought I was the only one." There's a syncing up. There's a bonding that takes place. Stage 3. Stage 2 was self-disclosure. Stage 3 is reciprocity. Reciprocity. Listen to what sociologist Beverly Fear says. She says, the transition from acquaintanceship to friendship is typically characterized by an increase in both the breadth and the depth of self-disclosure. In the early stages of friendship, this tends to be a gradual, reciprocal process. One person takes the risk of disclosing personal information and then tests whether the other reciprocates. If reciprocity is missing, friendship never happens. You're back to being buddies. So you see how this grows? Start off, we have something in common. We're buddies. We like doing things together. And then one day, I feel like I can actually trust you, and I say, "Can I tell you something?" And then for us to move into friendship and go deeper, you have to disclose something back to me. And now we begin to talk about important stuff, and that leads to stickiness. Stickiness. A man of many companions may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. One man said, friends, really good friends, sticky friends, is God's way of apologizing for your family. You didn't choose your family, but you can choose your friends, right? Stickiness is the intimacy of sticky stage of a friendship, is the artful part of the relationship. Only people who seem to possess a well-developed intuitive understanding of the give and take that's required get to finish the dance of friendship. And then the last stage, stage 5, best friends. Friends for life. And here's that word, I think I put it on your sheet, chesed. Chesed. The word chesed is used over 240 times in the Old Testament. And usually, it speaks of God's love. In Lamentations, it says it like this: the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. In the New Testament, it's the word agape. There actually is no English equivalent for it because it is so broad, it is so deep. It is that sense of chesed. Overall closeness, regular contact, genuine supportiveness are the things that maintain a good friendship. But elevating someone to the status of best friend requires one more thing. They have to be part of your group. Or if they're not part of your group, they have to approve of your group. Listen to what G.K. Chesterton says. He says, the true soldier fights not because he hates what's in front of him, but because he loves what is behind him. What are the rewards of this kind of friendship, sticky friendship? Friendship works like this. Think of your investment in friendship as a relational bank account. Both friends have to put in relational currency. At first, one person may put in more than the other, as in the case of David and Jonathan. Jonathan put in a lot more than David did at the beginning. It may be 60-40, 70-30, or even 80-20. However, at some point, the other person has to give back. Here are 4 things that sticky friendships provide. First, they enlarge us. Sticky friendship enlarges us. They stretch us. We measure ourselves by our friends, and they call out the best in us. We get bigger, we get better, we mature. Secondly, they enrich us. They enrich us. I'll never forget the scene at the end of It's a Wonderful Life. Do you remember it? George, everybody has just dumped on George Bailey the whole time. Like everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. And at the end, he's facing bankruptcy and possibly prison. Then all of his friends show up. And at the end, Harry, his younger brother, who also had taken advantage of him, as they were gathered all around, Harry said, "A toast to my big brother George, the richest man in town." Why? Because friendship enriches us, doesn't it? It exposes. C.S. Lewis says, if you are going to be in a relationship, if you're going to be a man who has friends, you're going to be vulnerable because it's going to hurt. There's going to be some tests that come to the relationship. And relationships are messy, and relationships are painful. Why? Because you're opening yourself up to being hurt. Last off, it strengthens. It strengthens. A man who has friends is a strong man. Listen to what ancient wisdom says. Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Well, I hope I've made a case for relationships. And I hope that the wonderful thing about the way God designed us is it's never too late. So I want to encourage you this week. I remember teaching this once, and a man went, and he began the restoration of a lot of friendships over the course of his life that had been broken.
Thank you. Excellent. Good information again. Unbelievable. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate all you folks for coming again. How many is this your second week? How many are here? Okay, great. All right, I got something to say at the very end. So, congratulations for being here, because I'm telling you, this will impact your life. There's going to be things told here that you're going to say, wow. And so we're kind of in the pre-training right now. So, there's a lot of information. I remember when I was taking this, I'm like, well, where am I going to get this knowledge? Because, he dumps us, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and this is not something you could do on YouTube by yourself. You're going to have to start selecting a team. Now, some of you guys might have a team assembled, and they might be team-worthy. Other guys, like John talked about earlier, they might be drinking buddies, and, I'm not sure if there's a lot of wisdom there. So you're going to have to get ready to start selecting a team, and you're going to have to look at their performance. Now, John taught me years ago, a good Christian life should look like this. You should be looking up for someone to help, and then you should be helping someone else. So you're helping someone else with this hand, and someone's helping you with this hand. So I don't know where you're going to fit into that. I don't know if you're young married, if you're a single, if you're an elder, but there's a lot of bad information out there. And John said earlier that men have to do tough things. And a lot of times, a lot of men don't want to do those tough things. From Facebook yesterday, listen to this. I'm looking for a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment for me and my 2 daughters. My husband was fired from his job 2 weeks ago and just decided today he'd move back home with his mom, leaving me and my 2 daughters homeless as of next month. I have a good job with steady income. Also, he trashed my credit and the credit of my youngest daughter. Yes, even as I write this, I'm in shock and simply don't know how to move forward. I know it'll be better off without him, but in the meantime, any guidance, any advice, any help would be appreciated. Now, I don't know the whole story there. I don't pretend to know the whole story. But it's hard. Being married 32 years, and I have 3 children, I'll tell you, marriage is hard. We're going to talk about that as well. But I could tell you that there's a lot of bad advice on that feed. I read it. A lot of bad advice. So guys, you have to start being prepared for the battle. You got to get your team set. And you got to make sure they're worthy because you're going to be sharing with them. I'm Italian, so let me tell you a fast story. We have family recipes that are guarded. I mean, over 100 years, we have a meatball recipe. And I don't just give that meatball recipe. You guys are smiling because you should probably taste some of those meatballs, right? I don't give that meatball recipe out. My mother's still alive today, and she's, make sure you don't give that. I got it, Mom. I've heard it for decades. And my siblings, we guard those recipes because there's a wealth of knowledge in those recipes. And those recipes, you have to earn our trust before we share those with you because it's good information. You're going to get good information here. You can vet it. You can talk to John. You can ask questions. But we have a caveat. If you show up to every session, we're going to give you this recipe book. And this is a resource, 148 pages of good information, taking it even further. Things about marriage, things about relationships, things about team building. This here, I mean, it's jam-packed with information. No pictures, all data, all vetted, all good stuff. Train wrecks men face. That's caught my attention. So we're going to give this to all men that make a commitment to be here every session. We got 6 sessions left, right? 6 sessions left. So you got to get up 6 Saturdays, show up, and we're going to give you this resource, all right? And you'll have not my meatball recipe, but recipes that you can use in life. That's far more important. All right, this is the most difficult time. This is what we have to do. We have to be men, and we have to get together in a small group. Now, I hope your guys are here that you met with. And remember, this is just kind of training. So this time, I need you to get together with your fire team, with your group. There's 5 questions to go over. Go over those 5 questions. Maybe take it a little bit deeper. If you feel comfortable, if you feel worthy, if it's something that you'd like to share. It takes time. This doesn't happen in a couple weeks. So get together now, grab yourself some coffee, some donuts. Whenever you feel like you've said enough, you guys could dismiss yourself.